Hey guys, today we're gonna look at 3D photo in painting. So I'm in GitHub and I'm typing 3D photo in painting. So what we're gonna do is that you know that on Facebook when you put a 3D picture, when you move your mouse, the in painting is basically showing some blurry gray areas. So some people they are allergic to that. They cannot stand it. They want the inpainting to look like the background basically. So here is a GitHub project that is trying to improve on that. And so this is the project we're gonna look into. So 3D photo inpainting. So click on that. But we are going to run this in Google Colab, so you don't have to worry about installing anything. So this is the credit to this person from Virginia Tech, BTVL Lab. So thank you. And we're going to open in Google Colab. But first, let's look at what I was talking about before. So whenever you have a depth map and you are trying to move the point of view, if you will, whenever you move, they are gonna in the background you're gonna have things that you don't have the background, you don't have the cars, so you have holes basically. So it's called desocclusion. So this is shown in white because the point of view shift to the right. So now you're seeing behind, but there's nothing behind, of course. It's just you don't know what it is. But it's supposed to be the background basically filling in. So this is a very primitive method of doing it. You just shift the rightmost pixel and just fill. So, but it looks like this. This is Facebook, which basically you blur. That way you don't. It's not as jarring as this one. I think this is totally acceptable. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I think this is okay. I have no problem with this. But some people, they don't like it. And this is the result that those guys are getting. So you can see the background is kind of pulled into the area that has been desoccluded, and it looks quite nice. The only problem with this is that if there is a mistake, that's the only thing you're gonna see. So you have the choice between this and that. This one, if it works, I'm sure it's really super. But this one, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's totally fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But anyway, so let's open in Colab. So I'm assuming that you have a Gmail account. So I have to sign in, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm signed in. So before we do anything, what's gonna happen is that basically you would do runtime, run all, and it's gonna do everything for you. You don't have to worry about a thing. But here it's a bit different, because if you do run all, what's gonna happen is it's gonna run into the default. It's gonna run his default test case, which is some guy on the moon. And since it takes quite a bit of time and quite a bit of resources, I don't want to run that. So I want to get rid of that default test case before he runs. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go to the cell that loads the GitHub. I think it's this one. Hopefully I can just, so that I can see the directory structure here. So I'm gonna run this one, just that one. And I'm gonna keep an eye on the files. So here, this is the files. You click on that, and then you're going to see here the file structure that it needs, that is installing. So I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to get rid of the default test case, which is stored here. So here you have this guy, moon.jpg. I mean, if you want to just run it with their default test case, fine, you just leave it there. But I'm gonna remove it because I want to run it on my own picture. So let's delete this file. Okay. And basically the output of this guy is gonna be in this directory, the Midas. No, not in this directory. In this one. This is gonna be the dev. So here you already have the devs for the default moon. He's gonna put stuff in video as well. So here you have all the 4 types of videos. So there's a circle, dolly zoom, swing, and just a zoom. So let me see. Yeah, so it's explained here at the end of the Python notebook. So the depth is gonna go here. The mesh, meaning the ply file, which is the points, just the points which you're gonna be able to view in MeshLab or Cloud Compare, and those are the videos. And in so this what he's doing is he's using Midas to get the depth map. So it's getting the depth map from a single image. And Midas, I don't know which version he's using, but I did a video on that. Midas version 2.1. I don't know what version he's using, but this is very good. So now we can just run, and at some point we're gonna be able to load our own image. So let's just do a runtime run all. So it's gonna take a while because he has to load all kind of crap like torch. And you can check the runtime, see if you have a GPU. It should run on the GPU. I don't know. I think it's by default GPU, but I'm not completely sure now. So check that is GPU. So cancel. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. Yeah, so basically the input for this thing is just going to be one image. From that image, that software is going to produce the depth map using another software called Midas. If you're interested in Midas, check out my other videos because I did talk about it, and it's very good to get depth maps from single images. So once he got the depth map, he's gonna create all kind of stuff like zoom in videos, swing videos, wiggle videos, whatever you want to call it. And he's gonna do the inpainting using artificial intelligence, so that when he inpaints, you get realistic output, so you don't get the blur like you would get on Facebook when you do the 3D photos. So as you can see, it takes a while just to get that. But this, if you rerun, so that you can rerun and you want to do another picture, this will not have to be redone again. So if you want to do another picture after you're done with that one, you just say runtime run all, but since this is already done, it's not going to go through that again. So it should be faster. And what takes a lot of time is to make the videos. That's what takes time here, beside the initial loading. So I don't know if I'm going to let's see how fast it is. At some point he's gonna ask you to load an image, but we are not there yet. Yeah, you can also do it. You can upload to this, but you don't have to do that. You can do it as it runs. So ignore this. Upload the files. You don't need to do that. So it's still okay. As I say, it takes a while. Okay. So yeah, please upload .jpg files to blah blah blah. Don't listen to that. Just look at this, choose files, and here I'm gonna put the image. And what's gonna happen is that it's automatically gonna put it into this directory here. So let's do it. Choose files. Let's just do one, okay? So here I have a realist slide. So open. So now we're in business. So this image underscore l.jpg should be put, it's gonna go here. Okay, it's here. So now the next step is gonna create the depth map, and the depth map is gonna end up here. Let's refresh. Oh, it's here. So this is the depth map coming from Midas. Let's look at it. So you do download. So this is the depth map. Or maybe you want to see the image as well. The image is here. So download. Okay, so I think this is the image I uploaded. Wrong. This is the image I uploaded. Right. So that's the image. That's an old 1950s realist slide, the left chip. So this is the depth map as computed by Midas. So from a single view. It's not perfect. There's a mistake here. It's good enough. So now he's writing the point cloud. The point cloud is gonna go here on the mesh. So that takes a while. I'm pretty sure you can, if you change, hold on. So let's see. Yeah. So he's running this thing. And there's a config files argument.yml. I'm sure if you edit this file, you can probably turn off the generation of the point cloud file, the .ply file, because it takes a lot of resources. It takes quite a bit of time. So if you don't need it, you don't need to. You can turn it off, I'm sure. I just don't know how, but you can look into this guy. See if there is a switch for the depth ply. So yeah, it should appear here. Okay, so it looks like it's been written. So this is the point cloud. If you want to visualize your scene in 3D, you can use a program like MeshLab. Personally, I prefer Cloud Compare to view ply file. So you can use either of those and you can watch your 3D scene. It's very cool, but those are huge files. You see, 200 megabytes. So now he's making the videos. So he's gonna make 4 videos. So those are coming from the default test case. So we are waiting. It takes a while also. what I think I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do this image, see what I get, and if it looks good, I'm gonna try maybe one or two more to see how it looks, and then I will give my final I don't know, grade on this thing. So yeah, so here I think it's done with the first one. Let's refresh. Yes, so this is the dolly zoom. To me it's pretty useless, that thing, because you don't go behind, so I don't like that one, the dolly zoom. So now I think it's done. The other one, the other zoom. Yes, so now you have 2 out of 4. You have 2 more, and then we can look at them. So now we have 3. There's 1 more. What would be nice with this thing is that if you I mean, if it works well and you get nice in painting, is what would be to give your own depth map. I would have to look into that, because right now is always computing the depth map from a single image. But what if you could just give an image and a depth map that you have previously computed with something else? Okay, so I think it's done. Let's check. Let's refresh. Yes, it's done. So let's download all this stuff. Download. So that's 4. And download. So let's look at them. Okay. So let's look at this one, the circle video. Yeah, so there's something wrong here. But besides that, I think it's right on the nose on the depth map. Yes, excellent. It's excellent. In painting is good. So the dolly zoom, I think it's useless. But let's look at it. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the point of that. I don't get it. So the swing. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Yeah, it's very good. And the last one, oh, it's another zoom. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. So the verdict is, yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Okay, so now let's look at how to run your own depth map. So what I did on downloads, I put a reference image and the associated depth map. The depth map was obtained by DMag5, DMag9. So the first thing you have to do is you have to change something in this one. So download this guy. Let's edit. And what you want to worry about is those 3: image format, depth format, require, Midas. So I already changed. So image format, JPEG. So that's going to be for your reference image. So I put JPEG. Depth, I use PNG. And require, Midas, false. That's the 3 you have to change. So you save that and then you upload it. So what you do is that you go here and you say upload this guy. I already done it. So Next thing, on the image, so there's nothing there. So on the image, I'm gonna upload image.jpg, and for the depth map, you need to do a little bit of work, and I'll show you what you need to do. So let's load the depth map I have, image_depth, and first you need to change the mode from RGB to grayscale. That's one thing. Then you have to blur, otherwise it's going to take forever. Gaussian blur, so you want to do it a few times. I mean, I'm sure you could use other blurring algorithms, but here I'm just going to use Gaussian blur. I think I'm going to do it 5 times, something like that. One more. I guess I could have changed the radius. You could change the radius and do only one pass. Yeah, so you can do something like blur and change, put something higher here, like 5. Okay, then you can do it in one shot. So let's do like let's do this. Well, what you do is you apply some blur, then you export as image.png. Export. I don't think you need to change the size, but let's try. So you go into the depth, upload, and you're gonna upload this one, the one you just created. And what you do now, you're all set. You just need to run this cell, the main.py cell. So let's run that. And it should create first the point cloud and then the videos. Yeah, so I was loading the depth map without blurring, and it was taking forever. So I kind of figured that it needed to be smoothed, blurred. Otherwise, if it's not blurred here, when he's writing the depth ply, it's gonna take forever. And what's gonna happen is that he may be able to write the point cloud, but then at some point it's gonna disconnect, so you'll never get all your videos. I'm not sure why, but it's just the way it is. I think this code expects the depth map to be super smooth. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this run, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so he just finished writing the point cloud, which is here. So now he's doing the videos. So I'm just gonna let that software do one video, and then I'm gonna stop, because I've spent enough time on this. So yeah, you can definitely use your own depth maps. Just make sure it is grayscale, and make sure the depth map is smooth. So blur the hell out of it. Okay, so yeah, so he's doing the first video. Yeah, so it's here. So let's make sure, let's look at it. Yeah, so it's the same as the other thing. So it definitely works. It definitely works with your own depth maps. So yeah, here it keeps going. So now you have two of them. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop here. So yeah, I like this stuff. I think it's very good. So 3D photo in painting, I give it 2 thumbs up. So if you like this kind of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll make more. In the meantime, I'll see you around. Bye.